Viewers, before we go to the trending stories and discussion for the day, let's take a look at some of the newspaper headlines from select newspapers across the country this morning. You can call in to share your thoughts and views on the issues to be discussed via the numbers shown on your screen or through our various social media handles. It is always a pleasure to hear from you. Now, moving on, I have the Punch here with me and talking about the national carrier. Domestic airlines ask court to terminate FG Ethiopian deal. Air Peace, Usman Airlines seek withdrawal of Nigerian air license. AGF Malami, Ethiopian Airlines, Sirika, Nigerian Air listed as defendants. This can be found on pages 2 of the Punch. On our top headlines here, it says rising inflation drives consumption spending to 57 trillion naira. This can be found on page 17. And in COVID matters, COVID-19 orphaned 371,100 Nigerian children, says report. This is sad, can be found on page 8. And CBN releases $3.5 billion for foreign education under Buhari, says Emefiele. This can be found on pages 17. Another news on our bottom headline, presidential candidates lambast FG for corruption and insecurity. This can be found on pages 12. And flood affected 3.2 million Nigerians, 1.4 million people displaced, says the United Nations. You can see the story on page 30. Missing businesswoman found killed by Lagos One Chance robbers. This can be found on page 5. And finally, Celestial Church sacks guard, apologizes for attacking Punchman. This is on page 5. That's all we can take on the Punch newspapers. Moving on to the Nation. And on the electoral matters, APC, Tinubu remains a solid, reliable candidate. Fake news won't help opposition candidates to engage Nigerians in diaspora. Are you going to dispute that, Chief? I know you wouldn't agree with that. And other headlines, Buhari Oshomole Obi to open projects in River State. This is on page 4. A Senate panel queries NEITI over 960 million for 43 officials. This can be found on pages 5. And on page 8, Gates Foundation votes $1.4 billion for agric in Nigeria and others. My surgery experience by Vice President Osibajo. And finally, on other news, before we move on to the last one, Wike others not keen on truce with Atiku. This shall be discussed in details later. And Lagos Chief of Staff loses wife. And Democrats retain control of U.S. Senate. This can be found on the front pages of the Nation newspaper. Moving to this, Nigeria and the National Assembly renovation. Senate seeks variation of 30 billion naira contract sum. And the kicker says money not enough to complete project as contractors blame naira fall for slow pace of work. This on page 2. And on the top headline, AMCON recovers 370 billion naira debt in 2 years. This is on page 20. Another news, Buhari Oshomole Obi to unveil land projects. This was mentioned on the Nation. Moving on to other things, Tinubu's drug allegation. We shall institute legal action against libelous publications, says APC. This can be found on pages 30. And finally, Serap tasks federal government to arrest sponsors of INEC office attack, threatens legal action. This is also on page 30. And finally, the news, the Nigerian News Direct. And on the major headline, unauthorized budget, 2 trillion naira at stake as reps seek to probe 63 agencies. The kicker says NEITI to explain 960 million personal cost in 2022 budget for 43 staff. And lawmakers angered over circumventing legislative oversight. Inflated submissions, extra constitutional expenditure shroud agencies spending. Buhari's allegations of illegal approvals of budget in view. All this is on page 4 of the News Direct. Another news, top headlines, editors end conference in Owerri score Uzodima's administration high. An FG to increase TCN wheeling capacity by 1,000 megawatts, says Minister. And on the bottom headline, wanted drug baron arrested as NDLEA nabs woman linked to Pakistani cocaine syndicate. And finally, Kogi Bello, governor of Kogi State, Governor Bello, commences distribution of science textbooks to secondary school students. That is all for our newspaper headlines. Welcome to Salifu. You're welcome to the show, and you're just here in time where we'll delve into our select newspapers, as we had mentioned earlier. I want us to talk briefly, whatever you can say, about this national carrier issue and domestic airlines asking courts to terminate the FG Ethiopian deal. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it has been an issue of concern because the back and forth with the airline, and then their strike, and then most times their sanctions. Before you go ahead to take such decisions, we are owing them. I saw on the news yesterday when the Minister of Aviation admitted that Nigeria is owing them, and then they are making plans to pay off whatever debts. And then you can't go ahead to make decisions against people that you are owing. I think the first step is to pay them off. And then when you are finished paying them, you can now go and make whatever decisions you want to make. That's what I think.
All right. Any comments on this, sir? Before we move on. All right. I think there's a headline here of this issue of unauthorized budgets. They're saying there's 2 trillion at stake as Rep seeks to probe 63 agencies. There are allegations of illegal approvals of budgets in view. The lawmakers are angered over circumventing legislative oversight. What's your perspective on this matter?
Well, the 9th National Assembly, which I have a tin with, sort of, is one that has been up and about. But when issues like this come up, we have various committees. We have committees on unspent funds, we have committee on finance, and then when we see on the papers that there are issues that has to do with money, how was it appropriated in the first place? And then how is it that those monies were not usually used? And then we have committees that go out for oversight functions, and then each time they go out, the money is being spent from the coffers of the National Assembly to sponsor those trips. And then you see on the papers that there is the issue over probes and money unspent, money being unaccounted for. I mean, we are not going forward as a nation. If we keep waking up in the morning to see issues like this, it's embarrassing, if I must say. Yeah. It's really embarrassing.
Just a few weeks ago, we talked about the Ministry of Justice. There was this something about the budgets and the spending. There's an extra sort of funds that were kept from the budget that they kept taking, and then it wasn't correlating. It was almost the same issue with this, and they're saying they're going to probe. So, Nigerian factor.
That is where you have the Committee on Unspent Funds. It's in the Senate, it's in the House of Reps.
Right.
And then these committees call all these agencies to come, and then you have what has been appropriated to that agency of government or whatever ministry of government. If we give you 1 billion naira and we discover that you did not spend up to 1 billion naira, you are supposed to make refunds back to the federal government. And this is why we're having issues.
Right.
Because we discover that when they give them such money and they don't spend all of it, it's not returned. And then there's no accountability with this current administration, I must say.
Sir, we have all these committees. We've known, the same pattern in Nigeria where there'll be misappropriation of funds. And yes, we'll have measures in place to investigate or probe. But the norm has always been that after all this probing, we don't see these monies. Are they actually being returned? What's your take on that?
Really, with experience I have, the government has set a lot of machineries that it is overwhelming them. There must be such funds that either has to be refunded or not refunded. Now, if a government tender, maybe they put an advert for a job in which these funds are made for, before you pass the process of this job evaluation and other things, you need another extra 3 months. By the time, and this is a government that Naira is, the rate of ratio in which Naira is going up is on daily wages. By the time they now have give a contract of 10 million, and they wait and they are doing all their necessary protocol, the next 2 months that the project is supposed to take off, the budget that was made for 10 million will be exactly 20 million. And I know, I am a contractor too. I know when a job was given, we cannot do it. And because if you go to do it, you will not do it. And by the time you get there, they say they abandon. So that money has to be refunded. But ordinarily, they will not refund it. So we have put a lot of issues on ground that for us to do it, you pass it, they say due process, that process. The government is not serious yet. So they know what they really want until they're able to tell the public what is going on.
Right.
So that is what I feel is going on here.
Okay. Well, might we digress a bit? I just want to like parley with you.
Hey.
The APC claims that Tinubu remains a solid, reliable candidate. I know you're both PDP members, but can you speak objectively on that?
What?
The APC says Tinubu remains a solid, reliable candidate. Now, I know that you're both with the PDP, but you could speak objectively on this.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
He must. Because there's no any other room for change. And no matter whatever it is, whatever you're having is already bad. And you have alternative to it. What do? You justify it.
Right.
APC as a party, they must justify its candidature. But if there's any means for them to make changes, they wouldn't be say that. So they are right because they have no alternative.
So could you hear from you?
It's funny that APC as a party can come up with such statement, because you can see over time that almost all the presidential candidates have made themselves available to address Nigerians, receive questions from timid Nigerians who want to know what the next president has to offer. Yeah. And then we have a presidential candidate who has not been able to come out openly to say, this is what I have for Nigerians, this is the way forward, this is what I intend to do. And then you go, we are past this stage. This is not what we want. This is not what we are looking at for in 2023. So if there was an APC person here, it would have been a fair level. If we dwell on this too much, it would be like, oh, we have come to
party. That is what it is.
So let us leave it for another day.
I just wanted to hear a tip
have somebody
of course, we're not going to engage in this.
We should leave this and let's APC be in the...
yeah, of course. I just wanted to hear,
so when they are here, we can be able to...
But whatever you say
brief
now...
opinion on that.
I was glad thinking that I'm coming to meet an APC man.
No, of course not. We're focusing on other issues. I just wanted to digress a bit.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, and talking about the ASU strike, right now, what's the front burner here is the half pay. And ASU is planning to protest, declares lecture-free day. Also, they're trying to avert a resumption of the strike, which I think is actually looming. So what's your perspective on that? Like, why can't we just, since this thing has, lingered for too long, the students have stayed home for months, and now they're back in the classroom. What's the reason behind this half pay?
Well, I think the federal government is not being sincere enough.
Right.
When I say the federal government is not being sincere enough, is we understand that Nigeria is facing a whole lot of crisis. And then if you say you are fighting insecurity and you can go and sleep when the schools were closed for 8 months, then you are not ready.
Yeah.
Because at 70, at 80 of age, you don't expect any Nigerian to be causing trouble. The people who are energized enough to go and cause havoc and cause insecurity are the teeming youths. And then you have kept them at home for 8 months. They barely resumed over 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then you are paying the lecturers half salary. And then may I also state that lecturers, the job of average lecturer in any institution all over the world, it's not all about teaching alone. They do research, they do seminars, they go for programs, and then you are not paying them like you are paying laborers. I don't understand. I think the Minister for Labor and Employment they need to call him to order. Because I remember vividly that the Speaker of the House of Reps came in, and then issues were resolved. He sent a report to the president and said the president was going to address the nation on that. The president didn't do that. we saw that ASU had called off the strike because there was a court judgment asking them to resume. And then if these people have resumed, it is proper that you have paid them full October salary and then negotiate how payments of the arrears will be done instead of paying them half salary. I don't understand. It's really appalling.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's quite appalling, like you said. Viewers, do remember to call in via the number on your screen or join our conversation via various social media platforms. Chief Salifu, what's your take on this half pay and a looming ASO strike yet again?
Yes, it's a gross misplacement of priorities and administrative strategies. When somebody is working for you, there's no any law or no any court announcements or pronouncements that these people should not be paid. Automatically, if you have budget for them, those months they are staying at home, their salary will be kept somewhere. And as they are resuming, you are bringing that salary and give to them. So where has been the actual salary when they were on strike? Who keep it? And what is coming to be half salary now? So these are the things that, when you look at it, maybe as at the time these people were on strike, somebody is there playing with their money. Right. Because if I am working for you and you have a budget for me, and over the year the salary budget has been made for 12 months, and I have misunderstanding with you, you have not won the case, and you went to court or I went to court, automatically my salary will be stuck somewhere.
Of course.
And when that comes out, I expect my salary to be given to me. And if I don't come out, you pay me and move me out of your premises. I think that should be the government don't know the value of the people. Neither would they understand what is called education. Now, even with all these rashes we are hearing, and they are teaching children, where are we heading to? What will the people live and learn? Is this what you call administrative something that APC is putting in order? They know what they are doing.
But I'm not trying to defend anyone here. The truth is the issues with ASU had begun way before APC came into government.
Yes.
I believe the 2009 agreement that has been a bone of contention with APC has been a front-runner issue.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Let me help you here.
So it started way from the party's regime.
I am a university product.
Right.
And before APC comes in, there was a campaign pronounced by APC government that the past government is bad.
Yes, of course.
They can't do anything. In fact, they're specifically on education. Right. What they are going to do, how they are going to do. And eventually people yielded to them. What was in their mind? Were they coming to lie to the public on what they cannot do? Or when they get to the government, they change their mind? When something is bad, if they now know, in fact, I want not to APC alone, to any political office attending holder. Before you go to the public to say something, make sure you have a solution to it.
Of course.
Don't come and say because you want to get power and fuck it up and go. APC is having the problem because, to me, at the past, there used to be strike. They will do 1 month, 2 months, they goes back, do one. APC comes and they say that is the reason they want to come, and they are here.
So if PDP was given the opportunity now and you're in the government, what would you do differently to handle this permanently?
It's not about PDP now.
No, but it is about APC.
It's about the educational system of Nigeria.
Yes.
All right. So let's say you're given the chance.
And then let me tell you, you cannot give what you don't have.
Right.
Because when we were in government, just like you said, you had the opposition party criticizing every step. Right. Countless protests upon protest, just to make sure that they come on board. They were coming with change. They promised a whole lot of things. Now let us forget about other promises, which you and I know that they have failed us already. Let's talk about the ASU issue.
You're right.
If you say you are marrying a wife, and I'm not taking care of the wife well, and you want to take the wife from me, you should do better. Not to return the wife in a bad state. That is what they have done. So long as we are concerned, they have killed the academic sector. And then, if the PDP is given an opportunity to rule, believe you me, they will do better. However, I cannot speak for the presidential candidates. Do you know why I say I cannot speak for him? because we have pending issues. We have internal crisis as a party, and then with the way things are going, they've not really shown that they are ready to keep their words. So
I'll speak on this
until we have that picture that whoever is coming to rule under the PDP will do what he or she has said, then we can now begin to give credits.
All right.
we have
to move on to other issues.
Let me just an intro to what
all right, just
saying.
a minute. Or just
okay, no, let's
2 seconds.
Just it's okay.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead
2 seconds.
You see, the crisis in PDP is not enough not to see anything. Our principal, the president, is an educationist lover.
Right.
And he will borrow the lips of university. The university is managing and apply to the university education. Thank you.
All right. Let's talk briefly before we go on break on insecurity. Bandits demand 10 million naira to release victims' corpse. Insecurity is still in the front burner, and I just saw a headline that the Kaduna Abuja rail would be resuming on the 24th of this month. With what's going on, is it safe and secure, in your opinion, to resume this the train operations?
If I must say something about that, I'll first of all state that even while the Kaduna Abuja rail has been shut down, we have the Itakpe
Delta
that has been on, and then so far I think there has been no issue with that.
Right.
But if the Kaduna Abuja train must resume, the federal government must assure Nigerians, or the Minister for Transportation, or whoever is in charge of that sector must assure Nigerians that such evil occurrence will not happen again. I say so because you and I know that if they start tomorrow and you have anything to do in Kaduna, you will not want to use the train.
Of course not.
You have to assure Nigerians that it is safe enough. What have you done? Did you increase the security personnel? Are there CCTV? What have you done? Because I shall know that there are security personnel in that train when it was attacked. And some of them even lost their life. So what other measures have you put in place to ensure that such a thing will not happen again? You had people who were kept hostage for such a long time, and then you want to resume, and then you have not addressed the nation, you have not given us any insurance to say, okay, go ahead and use the train. We have so thing we have done. I know that most of these security issues are not supposed to be discussed openly, so that the bandits won't take advantage of whatever security measures they have put in place. But you and I know that you need to address the nation, give us some certain level of assurance before we can go ahead to make use of the train. Thank you.
So sir, this demand to release a corpse, like how can this is the state that we're in now. It's not even a person that is alive.
The news is the worst news I can ever think I should hear.
Right.
Regarding this insecurity, you got somebody, you kill him, do they have mortuary?
And you're demanding 10 million naira to release
look
the
at
corpse.
it. The bandits have mortuary where they are, that they save and secure the corpse.
Because the corpse must have decayed by now.
When you paid, you go and collect it. I think this news must not be from the bandit, because the bandit will not remain in one position. Keep corpse. So when you pay, you just go there. They will give you your corpse. Are we now? Is that depleted that to the extent that there are mortuaries in the bush?
And how are you sure that even when you pay, you will get the corpse?
To me, this is the fake news.
That's another thing.
Because I can't believe that.
And so this is what we're still dealing with in the country, and amidst
some people are taking advantage of bandits to come with this. Somebody that has died in the hand of they will run away from there. They can't be there. Or if you give them 10 million, now okay, I have come, take 10 million, give me the corpse. Then they open their mortuary, then they give to you. Or where they bury the man, they will now, God, wonderful. Only God will help us.
God is going to save us in this country.
Let's leave that one for God.
Very quickly, let's talk about the PANDEF seeking probe of NDDC forensic audit report. What's your take on that?
The issue of NDDC has been a very worrisome one, because I am from the Niger Delta.
Right.
And then you know that a lot of funds have been put into the NDDC. And then when you go around the entire Niger Delta, you see some abandoned projects, and then some funds are not accounted for. But I am also aware that There was a forensic audit done for the NDDC. We have not seen that report.
Nigerian factor.
The report is not out. In other advanced countries, when they say they have done a forensic audit for a public organization or an agency, you don't struggle to get such reports. These are the issues. So most of these things are things we need to remind the ruling party of when they come and tell us that they are coming with another kind of change, because you cannot appoint a committee to do forensic audit, and then you have people coming to the National Assembly and collapsing and fainting, and then they disappear into thin air. Nobody says so. There are a lot of issues. It's embarrassing. I don't even want to talk about it.
Right. Anything on that?
Forensic is a scientific fact of finding things out, and it should be left in the public. Because now we are talking, you are seeing us in the screen. If you go, scientific forensics is something science modulated, and you cannot say they do it. Well. What is bad is bad.
Right.
Just the report might have been either with the president or the minister, but they are holding it. They are holding it. Maybe it goes against them. That is just. Let's conclude it that way.
We pray that we're just keeping a positive mindset that in spite of all that we see, this country will still find a way out of the woods. We pause now to go on a short break. When we return, we'll be discussing in detail about the PDP crisis, Wike and his G5 masquerades, as they call them. We'll be going into this in details. You won't want to miss that. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Aha, are you there? Mr. President! Well done, eh? So, you know, this period is going to be different. You know, normally before we give you just one cup of rice. But this time I say, let me do variety. So that while you are eating your rice, you are eating spag and beans with it. So, that's what you call akampo. So that when you are eating it, you remember that, okay, he now give us rice, spag, and beans. And now you too, you know that spag is expensive. Yeah. So it's not easy to accumulate all these things for you. But because of the love I have for you, all my people, I say, rice, spag, and beans. Oh! Say it again. Rice, spag, and beans. The rice is quality. It's basmati and local. We mix it together. Yes, you will enjoy it. And the beans is oloyin, the one that have honey. Yes. No. You will enjoy yourself. 4 years for you. Thank you. We are going to vote for you. Thank you very much.
Make it calm down.
Yes.
Na spag na this man give us last year. You still come here again. Na spag is still can give us again.
This year no be spag. I say rice, spag, and beans. Now here I bring.
Abeg. No be you they follow the talk. Now my people they follow the talk. We need better leader. We go care for us. Abi wetin una think?
That's true. No wonder. Anytime we dey talk about road with no good, unemployment, this man no dey stop him.
Abeg, but I don't pass spaghetti jare.
Eduro. A nílò ìjọba àti olórí tó dára kí gbogbo wa ká lọ gba káàdì ìdìbò wa. Kíákíá.
Shugaban kasa mai kyau muke so wanda zai rike mu. Kowa yayi kokari ya je yayi katin zaben shi dan Allah mun gaji.
Onye kwesịrị ime ka obodo anyị dị mma ka anyị chọrọ. Unu ga-anata no PVC unu.
Omo na true. I no want spaghetti.
Go do PVC.
Go get another story again. For 4 years. Go. Oh, hey, come. Now we have plantain. Báwo ni gan? Ẹ ṣé. Thank you. Ẹ ṣé, thank you. We'll just give them 5,000. That's all they need.
Wọ́n tún ti dé o. Àwọn oní Congo gàrí.
Well done, oh. Oh yeah, record it. You know, I need to show the world and Nigerians that I connect with the voters. I connect with the grassroots. These are my people. Well done. Madam, well done, Let me play it here for my daughter, eh?
When they no play for 4 years, when they did here.
Don't record that. They cut that part out. Wow, so hostile.
Our eyes don't clear. We go collect our PVC.
Ẹ má dá lóhùn o. Ojú wa ti làwọn tó dá la máa dìbò fún lọ́tẹ̀ yìí.
Hello, children. Why this? Hello, guys. Sorry to disturb you. Look at this. Imagine I'm just driving. I saw the two of them. I said, no, this is wrong. We need to do better. You know, you can't be on the street. No, pressman, you don't need to record this, you know. No. What? Record this. You know, because I don't intend to be publishing things like this. So I don't know. We will do better. We need you to be in school. We need you to be well taken care of. We need you to have quality education, and we, your leaders, will do better for you.
Mr. Politician.
Hey, no, leave me alone. What's
No
that?
worry.
Don't be on camera.
Make I help una, eh? Oga politician. Now you know say these children need to go to school. Now you know say just some children where they this country where no get quality education. Since where these children dey, you know if we help them carry water down, you make them stand with the water like this, they talk to them. Now punishment they punish them be that now. I beg, Mr. Politician. I no want see this video for any social media. I beg, I no want see them. You see as we dey like this, our eye don't open. Everybody, me and my family, will go to our BVC. Now better leader we need for this country. Leader will go lead us well.
Excuse me, I want to. Yeah, sorry, it's too much. That's what we are saying. Later they say politicians are not ready to help. What was that? Was I not promising them quality education and things? I hope you didn't get all of that in the video.
I only got some parts.
No, you have to cut out the juicy part.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, we're going to delve into the recent happenings in your party with the crisis that is so has been across all platforms. We all know that the presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party and Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike have been at different crossroads when it comes to issues surrounding power rotation and the PDP chair. Now, we know that this problem is a very avoidable problem, because what the governor is demanding and his G5 is the resignation of the PDP chairman. But in the eventuality that he, like as it is now, he has not resigned and he doesn't intend to, isn't there any other way that this issue could be avoided so both parties could forge ahead?
Thank you very much. I have been doing this job for the past, I think, 20-something years. The PDP state group, you see, is a very large group. We go to state and state, even intervene. We want to really appreciate His Excellency, Governor of Rivers State, Wike, for being a party spokesperson. He has really held the party. He's a good man. The party has been relying on him. His voice out at the right time without fear or favor. At early the formations of this issue of who becomes the presidential candidate, I wrote an article which, if I'm opportune, I can even bring it to you here. What PDP really needed as at now was who can win the election. If we now go by the joining strategy, the way it's supposed to be, and to bring a candidate from somewhere, and we have 18 parties, and the other person brings somebody from another place, democratic system of government is a matter of majority. When you are fighting a battle, you must not say you have to go back to your house to pick your gun, your cutlass. You use the available war tools that you have to defeat the war. PDP have gone into war and to collect the power back from the people that are destroying the country. It was based on this. I wrote something that what we are looking for now is not joining system. What we are looking for now is not an integrity or anything. What we need now is who has that shock absorber, the acceptability, the population, the well-known house, and with experience. It's not when you get the government, how do you manage it? And we all said we'll go for Atiku. I am a fan of Wiki. Because of Wiki, some of my phone was hacking. I'll be following him to the extent that I even book an appointment to see him. Unfortunately, along the way, it's party politics. I couldn't meet the man. I gave the letter in his license office because of the love I have for him. Now, when he talks, saying I used to resign, I used to not resign, the crisis, we still believe in Wiki that Wiki will accept the reconciliation system that is going on. Wiki will not leave the party, and the party will not leave Wiki.
But it doesn't seem so. He seems to be walking, in a very different path from what you're mentioning. And earlier you said you went on to get, a candidate that is that has shock absorbers. But as it is now, the party is shocking him from every angle. Is he doesn't seem to be absorbing it well.
I don't want to use one language here.
Yeah.
Apart from I being the national coordinator of PDP state, I'm just appointed as license officer for Kogi State, for Atiku Support Organization. We know what we want to do. We will still talk to our principal. He must bring Wiki in. Wiki must not be out. Wiki is a party man.
Without the PDP chairman resigning?
They know how to say it's an internal issue. They will settle it.
Chief Emmanuel, I want to see your take on this.
First of all, I am very excited that him being an Atiku, what did you call it?
Atiku license officer for Kogi State.
Yes.
And national coordinator of PDP State Group.
Has accepted that he's a Wiki fan, he's a Wiki person, and that his phone was hacked or stolen because of one thing he was trying to do for Wiki also. Yeah. Now, I want to state categorically that Wiki was the one sustaining the party.
I wanted to go to that later. Yes.
Governor Wiki has sustained the party for such a long time. And then, if as a sustainer of a party, you find out that there are some things that are not okay with the system, you have every right to speak out.
Of course.
For peace to reign, for fairness, for equity, I should go. And as you said so himself, it's on record that once the presidential candidate emerges, he didn't say the president after election. He said, I have the video, he said once a presidential candidate emerges from the north, he was going to resign. That was why when we were doing the paper review, I said, how do you make people trust you when you cannot keep your words? At this preliminary stage, internally, this is about family now. Right. A man, his wife, and his children, and I tell my wife I'll buy her a car on her birthday, and the birthday comes and goes, and she's not seen even a car tire. And you want the wife to... That's the issue. Nigerians cannot trust us if we have a national chairman who cannot keep his words. Right. And then the presidential candidate is dancing to his tune. That's the issue. That's why when you talked about ASU and then if PDP will behave better, I said, I can't speak for Atiku. I'm not his spokesman. Yeah. Dino Melaya and others can do that whenever they come here, but I can't speak for Atiku because with what I have seen, with the internal crisis and my principal being involved, he has not shown fairness. So I can't speak for him.
You mentioned earlier, like I told you I wanted to get to that Governor Wiki had made PDP a relevant party for years. After the 2019 election and the eventual loss, he had been the one sustaining the party and making it a relevant opposition party.
Yes, of course.
And wouldn't you see as him seemingly destroying his hard work?
Can I tell you something? The governor has said so countless times that he is not leaving the party. He has come to stay. He has no plans to leave the party, but the right thing must be done. The PDP governorship candidate, Sim Fubra, is a PDP, is a carry member of PDP. So if the governor leaves the party, who will vote for the candidate we have produced that emerged through the primaries? So we have come to stay as party faithful, but the right thing must be done. That is what the 5G governors are saying. Right. And other stakeholders, mind you, not just the 5G governors, the right thing should be done. Right. You have said on Monday you will do this, on Monday do it. That is all we're asking for. And until you are ready to do that, I don't think there is any, because the governor said they are open for peace talk. But the right thing must be done.
All right, one more before I move to you, Chief. in the eventuality that the PDP chairman, which was what you're demanding, that's the main issue here, doesn't resign, isn't there any other roundabout way that this could be solved for the common good of the party?
I don't know if Governor Wike and the 5G governors will change their mind maybe a night before the election. But as at this morning, they have maintained their ground that IU must go. And until Governor Wike says otherwise, that is where I stand.
Right. Mr. Salifu, let's get your opinion on this.
Yes, the issues of IU must go. It's just like when you are in the middle of OSIN. The OSIN is about taking you, and you see, if you don't wear your shoe from the shore of the OSIN, you will not come out.
Yeah.
That is, the option Wike is giving to PDP is a very hard one, in the sense that now,
what you say hard? What do you mean by hard?
Now,
land.
Now, this is the peaks of politicking.
Yeah.
And you know the issue of chairmanship in a party. If you go now to remove IOS and you want to replace someone else, another katakata will start. So far, the experience I have, that will deter the campaign and the fortunes of the party. Because there will be issues to discuss. So the only thing Wike should do now, good and fine, since he has people intervening in the issue, they want it to do, okay, let's go. Let's put it in writing. If this man becomes president, move this into this, move this into this. It's listenable. But when you now say, sure, the party man has to be removed, the party man is the one that's holding the tools of the campaign, and the G5 governors and in another project, you can only hear what the mouth speaks. But what is in the heart of a man, you don't know. Who tell you that when they remove IOS, they'll come back to work for the party? It's a fight of revenge. I see the G5 fighting. They want to revenge what transpires before the primary. It is not in favor of the party. What they're supposed to do now, good and fine. The guy called Wike has put a lot of energies and even make external enemy because of his party.
Right.
Is Wike the party to now take more people? Go and meet him. Still beg him. Beg him, he may change his stand. Right. But to say until this one resigned, I think it's a very hard demand. You're just telling a man.
Can I say something?
I wanted to ask you that. Like, do you agree with that? That even if the PDP chairman ends up resigning?
I'll start by asking him a very simple question.
Right.
Yes,
are you aware that Ayu said he was going to resign once a presidential candidate emerges from the north? Are you aware of that
now,
fact?
Let me tell you.
It's a very simple question. Are you aware?
I want to tell you what you have. You are now looking at before primary.
No, before I can analyze it.
I want to tell you.
Chief Emmanuel, could you just go on with your comment?
If he had given me a straight answer,
I will not give a straight answer because what you bring don't need a straight answer.
Then I would have known what to say to him. Because Wike is not a boy. Wike is not a kindergarten child when it comes to politics. He has been a local government chairman of Algon. He has been a chief of staff, a former minister.
He worked his way up.
You understand me?
Right.
Coming from the grassroots, as a grassroots person. Go and see what he has done in River State. And then you are coming to tell such a person that a man who has said he was going to resign on record and suddenly has changed his mind, that Wike should just come and say, okay, bring a paper. And I said, this is politics.
Right.
This is politics. And I can tell you categorically that a man who has not got in office can tell you something because he wants that office. And then when he gets the office, it becomes a different song entirely. I can tell you categorically.
Right. So you mentioned, sir, before we come back to you, you mentioned about what Wike had done in River State. He's always commissioning projects. We know that. Of course. But there had been allegations that most of his projects are domiciled in a particular senatorial district.
Which is not correct.
How true are these allegations?
Which is not correct. I am a Rivers man.
Right.
I go to Port Harcourt every now and then, and I can tell you that the projects of His Excellency is cut across River State. from all the senatorial districts. In fact, there is no local government you go to in River State, you will not see a legacy project of it.
Might we have a fact on this?
You go to Calabari, you have the Abonima Ring Road. As I speak with you, the Trans-Calabari road cuts across the riverine communities of Calabari is under construction, the phase 1, running into billions of naira. That is far away from the city center. The Obuama school he just commissioned is there. You go to Eche, there are projects. As I speak with you, he has decentralized the River State University, spread the campuses round. You have one in Eche, you have one in Ahoda, you have one in Emoha. And this is not the city center. Wike is not from Emoha. He's not from Eche. He's not from Ahoda either. So you cannot say that the projects are there in one place. It's decentralized all over River State. Even in Abua, he renovated the general hospital, awarded the GSS Abua, awarded the Okweden Road, which is still under construction.
Yeah,
so you cannot, it's not from my place.
For the sake of clarity, might we know this particular senatorial district? Where is Wike from exactly? What's his senatorial district?
Wike is from the Rivers East Senatorial District.
Okay.
That is his senatorial district.
Okay.
And then we have the Rivers West Senatorial District, and then we will have the River Southeast. So all these senatorial districts have projects of His Excellency.
Of the ones you mentioned, they are spread across this senatorial district.
They are spread across the senatorial. We have just 3 senatorial districts,
Okay.
and every senatorial district has the project of His Excellency speaking for itself.
All right then. Moving on to Chief Salifu. Still talking about Governor Wike, and amidst the endless talks of the reconciliation, he is commissioning projects, and he has gone on to call the Labour Party presidential candidates to commission this project. So what does it seem like? If there seemed to be a light at the end of this tunnel, would we see this? Although he has a reputation of inviting people from all walks of life.
This gentleman is good enough to have mentioned all that Wike has done, that is his portfolio.
Right.
Then if I ask him, who gave him that portfolio? Who gave him the platform that makes Wike to the extent of contesting for president? Who gave him, which party gave him that platform? It's PDP. I will help him to answer it. And if a party that you belong to have given you that opportunity, I'm quite sure when Wike was made a minister, other people were from the same place looking for that position. The party stepped all those people down, give him a minister. When Wike wants a governor, it's not the only one who went for primary. Other people were there. The party people stepped other people down, give him a governor. This is only...
He got it from an opposition party. Amechi had left. And you know what it is to defeat an incumbent governor. It was hard work. He's a grassroots man. When you say the party, are you saying that all the people from other states came to River State to vote? If you don't have a structure, you don't have a structure. And it is what it is.
I think I was quiet when you were saying that.
I'm just trying to
no, because
when you say the party,
you were giving.
I just wanted to remind you that Amechi was an opposition governor.
Wike didn't grow because he was in his father's palace. He grew because he's a party person, and the party applauded him the opportunity of becoming what he is. And he must not take all home. It's just because of presidential ticket, Wike lost. All this, let's hold the speed, call the spade a spade. No matter whatever it is, there's a lot of, it's a young man. Why wouldn't you settle down and focus in the future? Because the joining system that everybody is crying for, who has been producing the president? The only state that never produced is northeast and southeast. And probably North Central, which I am from. But what we need is who can bring out PDP back to the board.
There is still something you are not getting. There's a fact you are not getting.
The fact is that agreement that Ayus will resign.
It's very, very simple.
What I understand is that if Atiku emerges the president cannot come from the north and the chairman from the north. If he win, Wike can the vice of the position of the chairman will be thrown to the south.
Let's
Can I say something before you move ahead?
All right.
If Atiku wins.
Right.
So when there is an agreement, If IU had said, if Atiku wins the presidential election, I will resign, I can tell you that Wike will not be talking about his resignation, because I have worked closely with the Rivers State government as a party man, and I can tell you that Wike is a man of his words. If IU has said, I will resign when Atiku wins the presidential election, Wike will not be talking about his resignation. But IU said, I will resign when we have a presidential candidate from the north.
Now,
Hold on, let me finish. My fear in all this is the fact that if leaders cannot keep their words at this preliminary stage where we are still campaigning, preparing for elections, are you telling me that when you win the election and you are sworn in, are we even going to have access to the villa to remind you of the documents and agreements that have been written before the election? These are the issues. These are our fears. Nobody's a baby.
Right.
So now, let us do the right thing.
Now, my chief, let me address something here. That you are getting it wrong already.
I say so. I'm giving you facts.
Now, you are now looking the bottlenecks or the tug of war is between IU and Wike.
And Atiku is not doing the right thing.
Listen. Wike is having a personal contact, personal fight, personal revenge to IUs. And because of the parties will be weakened down because of two of them.
Right.
No, the party must move on.
There are about 5 of them, and then with other party leaders, party leaders.
Yes.
There are other people.
Yes, the 5 of them that, even before the primary, the governor themselves, they want to produce the president among themselves.
Okay.
There's something like that.
Of course.
Eventually, if they didn't get this ticket, what they're supposed to do,
it is not about ticket anymore. We have passed that stage.
All this fighting because who hold the ticket.
There cannot
There's
be
nothing more than that.
There cannot. No, you can't say so.
It's not about the ticket.
You can't say so. It's not about the ticket because remember, there was a presidential primaries done in Port Harcourt.
Right.
Yes.
And then Atiku emerged the winner.
Yes.
Did Wike not support him?
Of course, he did.
Wike supported him. So you can't say it's
Gladly.
about... You cannot say it's about who is the presidential candidate. I beg to disagree. Because Atiku had been the presidential candidate in 2019 and Wike supported him.
Very, very.
And the same article is there. The same article is there for Wike.
Can I also say something before we conclude?
Right.
I can tell you categorically that the governor was angry with my council chairman, Daniel Iodale and Honorable Ofori, because Atiku lost in my AGA. Due to some issues we had. It's not his election, no, but the presidential election, PDP lost in my AGA. The governor could not let it slide. That is to tell you how far he went.
Just give me 2 seconds, let me talk to this man. Please, go back to Wike.
Go
and beg Wike for us. We need Wike. The party people need Wike.
He will hear.
Please, go and tell him.
All right. Now, finally, all these issues came up as a result of the 2023 general elections.
Yes.
Now, there will be a party still after the elections.
Of course.
I would like to know, what does the future hold for the PDP after the 2023 elections with this current feud and divide between Wike and the other side of the party?
As you say it, I am saying, and
together with your last
I am confirming it that the party has a bright future. Right. If Atiku emerges as a president, Wike is a very young man. Nobody in PDP that loves PDP that will not love Wike. Right. The guy has put in enough, and he should please pedal down. Let's see, maybe go into agreement. But there's always a bilateral agreement, even not directly with Atiku. With all that is going on, there's no way the party will lose Wike and be settled. Once after Atiku, another platform is there, and I know we are most of us in the support group. We talk of Wike. We like Wike. It's a very...
You've said that repeatedly, sir.
So tell your principal to do the right thing. If you like Wike so much, then Wike should be considered.
To remind your last words, beyond 2023, what's the way forward?
Well, PDP is a party that has come to stay. So long as PDP is concerned, especially at the state level. I'm very concerned and peculiar about the state level because so far at the national level, believe me, we are not impressed. And until certain actions, certain decisions, certain steps are taken to ensure that everybody is being carried along, we are peculiar about River State.
That is coming up very soon.
You understand? We are peculiar about River State. We want the right thing to be done. And then, believe you me, the PDP as a party has come to stay, even beyond 2023.
Right. Thank you very much. So we look forward to it. I wish your candidates, each of them, both sides, whatever is going to happen, I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And as we round up, and all we can say is thank you for staying with us till the end of the show. Let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same station. Until then, I am Lavinia Tadegrono. Do have a productive day and goodbye.